Hello and welcome to the Gags Tandon show. It's another one, not a win this time, fourth time, not so lucky. I'm joined by Baji. Harinder, Baji, how you doing after that one?
Graya. Miracles of live video recording. Man, honestly, it's putting us through the ringer. I was expecting a 4-3 by the end of it. But yeah, definitely aged.
I can hear some feedback. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it was a rough one. That one, a real rough one.
What are you gonna do, right? It's like you're 2-1 down. Yeah, Mo Salah brings us back to the brink, and then exasperation really. There's no way in hell Shah should be getting to that, but there's also no reason not to just catch the ball. Just do what you've been doing, lad. Like, you've been very good at it. I don't know.
Sorry, yeah, I'm just listening to some feedback, so I'm just wondering what's going on. That's all. Sorry about some gremlins, guys. Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of that game, to be honest, and I'm a bit. I might need to change my setup a little bit. I think. 1 second. Give me a second, Budge.
No worries.
Not going well. It's a bit like the Liverpool game, isn't it?
Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, I've no idea what's going on. Let me just check why this is doing it. I will switch this off, I think. 1 second. Right. I'm wondering whether you still get. Can you hear me now? Everything
Yeah, can
good?
you fine? Yep.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's been a tough. It was a tough game to watch, actually. We just struggled from the first minute, the first half. If we go to that, Baji, it was awful.
Yeah, I mean, we looked very lackadaisical. It was like a malaise. It's probably the best way of using the English language here, where we weren't at the races. We were slow to everything. And you couldn't say it was one player over another and this person was okay and that person was okay and all this kind of stuff. It just really did seem to be annoying, for want of a better word.
Yeah, it was woeful. I think we couldn't handle the pressure. We couldn't handle the goal. It was awful.
Yeah, indeed. I haven't got the stream on, mate. I've just literally got the same view that you have, where I can see you and you can see me.
Okay, I think we might have fixed it.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, now we can focus. Sorry, guys, loads of gremlins going on. It's one of
Live
those days.
TV, innit?
It is live
It's not
TV.
just for the studios where they have problems.
So no, you know what? Liverpool had a tough time, and it looks like I'm having a tough time as well. So you know what? We're just gonna have to deal with it.
I
But
know, but we
no,
didn't lose
that's
2
fine.
points along the way.
Yeah, and you know what? That was the hard bit is that Arsenal went ahead. I don't know what the score is right now. If anybody knows and can keep us up to date whilst we're doing this, that would be really good. But it's gonna be a tough one to swallow. Let's talk about some of the goals. The first one, then. I mean, the eyes I got. To be honest, it's undefendable, Budge. I thought.
Yeah, but it was coming. I think that's the bigger problem with it, right? It was coming, that you could see Newcastle in their build-up. You can see everything that they were doing. That them scoring became almost inevitable. Very Thanos-like.
Yeah, it was inevitable, and I just felt like, well, to be honest, it's always horrible to lose, like to concede the bangers. Like that's what happened with the Nottingham Forest game. Teams with with starting with N at the moment are the ones that are hurting us the most. We conceded 3 here. We lost to Nottingham. I suppose Arsenal don't have an N, so well, they do actually have an N in it. But and then to be honest, I didn't think we handled going behind very well either. The pressure stayed on us. We didn't actually do much. Just looking at some of the numbers, I'm just gonna bring these up in the first half. Here we go. The XG there, 0.81 to them to 0.25 to us in the first half. We didn't do too much, and I mean, it wasn't like they peppered us or anything. I think they didn't have any big chances at all, in that first half or anything. It just felt like we couldn't control the game. After this is the worst performance, I'd say, defensively for an honest slot team. Would you agree? For us.
Good hand if I get off mute. Yeah, I think so. Genuinely, I think this is the kind, and I agree with what the comments just come up there. Wyco saying that this is the sort of match we lose last season. Yeah, it is the sort of match we'd lose last season. But when we get back into a game in the way that we did in the second half, you don't expect us to slip up like that. Yeah. In respect to the two, but the point where they made it 2-1, 2-2, and then you're like, oh, come on, man. Like, you think it's in that you've got it, right? And then we make it back to 3-2. You think, all right, look, there's 10 minutes to go, just sharp, what we're good at. We didn't do that. We genuinely just didn't do that. And it's still, I think everything for me hinges on the ball that's floated over, the way that ball comes across. Any other match, you've seen Kelleher catch those out of the air, no problems. Absolutely no problems. Today he left. I just don't get why he left it. I just don't understand.
Yeah, it was. I think Kelleher has played a game today that has brought Ali back into the team. And like before, every other game we've been saying Kelleher, Ali shouldn't come back in the team, but he's just literally laid it on a plate for him. Happy birthday, Cam Branch, as well, we must say. Happy birthday. Sorry, Liverpool didn't give you a win, but as he said here, tough game, good point in the end, no control at any point in the game.
I think Cam's going to say that had we won, he wouldn't have remembered it anyway.
To be honest, if you think about it, at that point when we went 2-1 behind, you'd say you would take a draw at that point. I would have anyway.
Yeah,
but obviously the big one here from Callum is just call us Salah FC at this point, because the guy was incredible today in the second half. They really tied him up first half. He couldn't get a touch. We didn't get the ball to him very well. But second half, man, he was insane. He hit the bar. That move. I mean, I think we just edged the game second half. If you look at these numbers, 0.1 to 1.19, but 4 big chances and 3 missed. Baji, that's the problem there. Look, 4 big chances and 3 missed. The Darwin one at the far post. It should have been. We should have been home and dry. I think the referee. Can we just talk about the ref in this game? Because I thought he was fucking atrocious, and he was a bit of a homer, to be honest.
For me, the referee was the referee, right? I didn't judge him or anything. PGML standard, I think all of them are just shit, to be honest. It's what degree of shitness you're going to get on the night.
Yeah.
So I didn't see much of that. I think what worries me more here is that first half and being asleep. Genuinely being second best to almost everything and not fixing it soon enough. And in the second half, attack-wise, we did all the things that we needed to do. And we have some big chances of this, but we've had that happen when we've been on top in historic seasons as well. There's nothing new there whereby you create the big chances, then sometimes someone will miss them. Like we've had things literally go across the face of goal and someone not tap it in. Only the other week. So I'm not too fussed about that. I think if you don't create something, then there's something to worry about.
It was the first game where the midfield didn't have control, and that equaliser comes from Mo to Curtis. And that makes it, since the international break, Dom, Maka, and Curtis have now scored in games, which is great. It shows that the midfield is doing its job that way. But for the first time today, I felt Grav was actually not, I thought Grav was just not at the game at all. There was times in the second half where he was chasing back and Curtis actually overtook him to get to Gordon or near Gordon. And that for me, it just felt like, it was, it just wasn't. Yeah, it was just not. It wasn't his normal self. I think he's played too many games now. He just needs a rest, but he can't get it now on Saturday morning because, or well, afternoon, because Macca's banned on Saturday now as well. So yeah, Grav been fantastic. Today was a game too far for him, I thought. So I don't know. And then
I think it would have been
obviously,
too much for Graf to
yeah,
handle on his own, though. So, like, I mean, the people are
yeah,
saying the same thing that I would have said. Like, obviously, the midfield was overloaded by Newcastle. They knew what they were doing in regards to try and nullify us. And at times, we were chasing the tail. And because of that, then I'm not sure what people were expecting Gravenberch to do alone.
mm. I mean, this was one of the interesting ones from Mr. Kwanzaa, the decision to play, um, you know, Kwanzaa right back and Gomez centre back. What was your take on that?
I found it really peculiar because I thought it would be
Mm,
the other way around. I know lots of people have said pre-match and also during the game that Kwanzaa has been practicing or training in right back and all that kind of stuff.
mm,
I know you played it as a cameo almost against Man City for a while. But the difference is doing it for 10 minutes versus doing it for two halves is a big thing, right?
mm,
A much bigger thing.
definitely. It is. It is.
Kwanzaa didn't really make any big howling mistake or anything like that today. I think, and you could see at times where he was being ultra cautious, like kicking it out for the throw rather than trying to build up play from the back or do anything like that, simply because he didn't want to make an error. So,
No,
you know,
I just and also it just didn't feel like he was. I mean, he didn't add too much to the game. First off, he was trying to underlap Mo. There was nothing going on there, though. He made one good run actually and passed to Mo and Mo missed a chance, I think. But I didn't get too much from him. And also the second goal, like we've gone through the goals so far, Curtis equalising. The second goal for Gordon, I thought he tucked in. It was just a little bit all over the place. Gomez ended up right back. Kwanzaa was central, and then Gordon came round side. I think no, Gomez had to cover Kwanzaa. That's what it was. You had to cover him. Then he got turned inside, and Kwanzaa was nowhere to even for the cutback. When Gordon came in, and then Kelleher on that goal as well. Oh man, he should have saved that. It was such a weak shot from Gordon. Such a weak shot. Should have saved it. So it was just a catalogue of errors, going into that second goal, and then it became the Mo show after that. I thought, and that equaliser for us, some phenomenal football. I know we got lucky with the Trent ricochet back to him, and then he crossed it in for the goal. But just the interplay in it
though,
was.
every single brilliant piece of play we did, Amazon Prime seemed to be hell bent on ruining it for me today, because lots of times it was really choppy, and I don't know why somebody who owns AWS and is almost the backbone of the cloud infrastructure and has been almost at the forefront of cloud distribution and and content distribution networks can't stream a football match properly.
No, it was.
I'm really, really perplexed by this because they struggle with 1080p. Even 720p will be a hard one for them. And at times, it just seemed to be, like when you get the really bad streams, it just felt like that, like really sloppy and really shitty, and it would be really jittery at times. And you'd be like, what the fuck is this nonsense? Yeah, wow, what the hell's going on here? So for Mo's goal that got us back into it, it kind of was a freeze frame. So it's like, go.
My stream was okay. Mine was fine. I honestly didn't get that. I just felt like the commentary was recorded on top of the game, like they were sitting in the studio. Didn't feel as authentic as it normally does when they're commentating, like they were in the ground, or they turned the crowd noise down. It just didn't feel like a proper. Yeah, there was something off with it. But the Mo finish was great. The cross from Trent was great. Great way to come back for Trent into the game as well. And then the winner again. I think it was it Trent again for that one as well?
I can't remember. I genuinely can't remember.
Yeah, because it was a nice.
Or what we thought was the winner.
Yeah, well, we thought was the winner.
If you don't know the result, folks, and you've got to this point, and you realize, and Gags said,
I thought it was the winner.
I thought it was
the winner. I wanted it, I dreamed. I wish it was the winner. But the third goal, great, and again, nice turn in the box and putting in the bottom corner. By the way, Mo Salah now the record holder for most goals and assists in a game, 37 now, beating Rooney. So number one in Premier League history for that. But and at that point, I thought this is one of those great comebacks. I was saying in Discord before, and if you haven't joined Discord, folks, come and join us. AnfieldIndex.com/Discord is the invite. But I said in Discord, we need to have at half time, this needs to be our Aston Villa for 1920. You know, when we came back and we win last minute or in the last 10. And it looked like it was going to happen. And all of a sudden, Kelleher just makes the biggest brain fart ever. Punch it out for tip it over for a corner, do anything but that, you know. And Trent leaves Shah as well on the far post. Like, if you watch it back, he's just let him go, because otherwise he clears it out for a corner as well. So two players
Shah's
messing
goal
up.
is just as jammy as Mo hitting the bar from that angle. Both of
Oh,
those things aren't really meant to happen, but they do. I mean, that's the biggest frustration for me, is that, you know, there's the two things that shouldn't happen, but they do.
I need a drink. Honestly, it just pissed me off, that did. I mean, it's just so annoying. So annoying to work so hard to get into a winning position, Baji, and throw it away like that. And it's so harsh on Kelleher as well. He's been fucking awesome. Like, absolutely magnificent this season. For him to do that, it just hurts him more than anything, which is harsh. There is a whole load of oh well, this is a harsh one. I mean, I think the game was won there, Christian, to be honest.
Christian, in the month of where Jesus is born, that is not what you would call goodwill to all men, is it, really? Come on, Christian.
No, I think it's harsh on Darwin to say in the Costas League. Kelleher has cost us those 3 points at the end, and maybe Trent as well at the end of the back post, not Darwin. At the end of the day, Darwin did have a stinker. Let's call it what it is. But the game was won. The game was won with minutes to go, literally minutes to go, and we make a brain fart at the back. You let something like that go. You're not keeping an eye on who's behind you. You don't take chances. It's 2-0,
No,
by
you
the way.
don't. You're right. You don't take chances. As I said, there's 10 minutes to go at that point in time. None of the added time elements were really known at that point, right? You just shut up shop. You know, and just be careful. You're away, and you know you're an away match where you've not been playing very well. Yeah. Second half aside, in regards to how we turned it around in respect to the performance, we hadn't been playing well. So you behave in a manner of a team that's not been playing well, and you guard yourselves against things like that. But we chose to be otherwise.
Yeah, and like now we are 7 points clear of Chelsea and 7 points. And the funny thing is, Chelsea are now in second place. So because they scored 5 today away at Southampton. So Arsenal need to score a couple more if they want to go second, which they need to worry about Chelsea as well. But yeah, we've got another tough game coming up on the weekend, Baji, and it's Everton away. Their last the last derby at Goodison Park. Also, they've now seen how we handle pressure with a crazy crowd. We don't handle it very well. So that's going to be pretty mental. Are you going to be there?
Yeah, I'll be there. I think today it's good to get the brain fart out of the system before Everton away, right? Because one thing I will say for a fact, Everton away in December, yeah, we'll probably be louder than them. They hate us in December. They absolutely fucking hate us going there in December. We've ruined Christmas for them so many times. You know, I think we've played them, I think Premier League memory, so many times in December, either home or away, and just managed to just screw it up for them. You know, they have that little chink, that little bit of thinking, you know, up until the 90th or something minute where it's all going their way. One season it was Sadio Mane, another season it was Divock Origi, another season it was us banging 4 or 5 against them. Fuck it. Do you know what? Roll up at Goodison and show them no respect. Like, genuinely, Liverpool, just remember who they are. That's Everton. Look at who we are. Yeah, we're on top of the league. Play like we're on top of the league. Yeah. Don't give them the space. I mean, today we made when Newcastle had the lead at 1-0, and then also when they had the lead at 2-1. My biggest fear in all of this was the fact that you can see everybody priming Eddie Howe, being bigged up by the likes of Sam Allardyce or somebody else of equivalent stupidity, saying how great he is. And what a great thing it is for English managers. Look at his eyes. Yeah, fuck off. Genuinely, go do one. Eddie Howe is fucking shit. Right?
Yeah.
Full stop.
That's his I mean, he's got a result there, to be honest. For fair play to him, he loses a lot to us, and
17 losses,
they were saying that on
a
commentary,
draw.
and then he fucking
No,
scored.
2 draws and a win now.
Yeah, it was like 17. It was like 17 win, 17 losses in
Yeah.
19. Now it's 17 in 20. Great record. Eddie Howe, not really, but yeah, I just, yeah, I'm a bit gutted, to be honest. You work hard to get into a winning position and giving it away like that. 9 points clear would have been nice. It's
Yeah,
7
it would
now.
be. Yeah.
We've got some tough games coming up. We've got, I think Everton away, Fulham away, Spurs away as well. Is it? Is Spurs
Yeah.
away or at home?
Fulham
That's
is, so it's Everton away.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Fulham
And
home.
Fulham is at home. We've also
Yeah,
got Girona. We've also got Spurs, Southampton also in the EFL Cup.
yeah.
And then we're back. Sorry, I'm not said this in chronological order, so I'm really sorry, folks, if you're looking at me for that. So in chronological order, it is Everton, followed by, I think it's Girona, and then it's followed by Fulham, then it's followed by Southampton, then it's followed
Yeah,
by Tottenham, then it's followed by Leicester, then it's followed by West Ham. So West Ham fixture away being the last one of the season, so last one of this calendar year.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. It's not an
no,
easy set, and
yeah,
it's not an easy set, and I think it's gonna be a real tough December. So if you think we're gonna, I mean, I don't think we'll be 9 points clear by the end of the month, or 7 points clear by the end of the month. I really don't. I think it's going to be
no, I
tighter,
think it'll be more than that.
but I think we'll be top. I think we'll be top, to be honest.
Right. The other part of this, like trying to put some sort of silver lining in this, at least it'll stop complacency amongst
Yes,
everybody.
for
Okay, right,
sure.
we're so many points clear, and everyone thinks, yep, that's it. It's a done deal. This has happened. This is there. Newcastle, Liverpool, 15 years ago, maybe.
Oh, sorry, this one. Yes, Newcastle, Liverpool of 15 years ago, up for the big games, crap against the rest. That's a fair comment, I think.
I agree with you there, Jesus.
Oh my God! But yeah, I just think we're gonna have to play without Ibu. I think Ibu was the big miss by you today. We really missed the dominance of him at the back. So we're very light in defense in fullback areas. If Kwanzaa has to play right back, we've been saying this for how many summers that we need to bolster the squad. I really do hope that Slot has some kind of sway to say to Hughes and Edwards, that can you just give me a midfielder, maybe a right back, a centre back, just to tidy things up at the back, please. The forward line's okay, but
Yes,
I could do with some bolstering, even if it's not like top class, but needs to be something that can at least come and do a good job in those. Just a 7 out of 10 will do in those roles.
I don't think we'll get all of those in January, to be fair.
No, we need a fullback. And I mean, a centre back at least, or a fullback, because as soon as we lose one, we're so like light. We're so light everywhere. But if you want to win the league, you've got to do those things. You've got to have a bit of a squad, because it's going to get rough. This is the month now where it gets rough, and we're already feeling it. And we're only in the first 3 games of December yet. We've got Everton to come, hopefully. And then we got Girona, which I think he's going to play a weaker team, to be fair. And then we've got Fulham, and then he can play a weaker team against Southampton if he wants to do. I don't mind giving away some results to Girona and Southampton. To be honest, I don't, because those. I think the Champions League, we're fine. We're gonna qualify easily in that competition. Carabao, I couldn't give a flying fuck. If I'm really honest with you, I just really couldn't give a flying fuck. I want the focus to be on Everton, Fulham, and Spurs now, and going into that Leicester and those West Ham games, and then United very close after. So yeah, the league's everything for me for the next month. The league is everything. We have to focus on the league being everything, and also we need to pay Mo anything he wants.
I'll agree with you there. Where I slightly disagree, I think Girona, yep, I don't think he'll rest completely. So I think he'll just need to be tactically savvy as to how he play, who he starts, and who he and who he takes off and all that kind of stuff. And he is quite savvy in that sense. One thing, credit where credit's due, Arne Slot has been quite savvy. Like it was savvy today to just go really boldly and have all attacking options out there. Like genuinely, he didn't take Salah off, he kept them on. And it did kind of half nearly pay off, nearly happened. But I find it worrying that, something that's a penalty in the Champions League is not somehow a penalty in the Premier League.
Which one? What are you talking about? Which incident?
Incident towards the end.
Yeah, that's never the handball here. That's
Yeah.
never a penalty in the Premier League. That's the unfortunate thing. They just
But it
they
is in the
made it.
Champions League.
Yeah, I know it's stupid. I think
Yeah.
they've made it clear in the Premier League that if it's tucked in the body, they're not going to give it. And I thought the Diaz foul. This is where the referee madly. I know people saying he didn't cost us, but Diaz was definitely fouled in that run. Whether it was inside or outside the box,
He was being pulled and he was being tugged.
You know,
and stuff
that
like
happened so many times. Maka got
Yeah.
fouled so many times, Bargy, in this game. Nothing given. We got yellow cards for everything in this game.
Consistency,
It was
man. Consistently shit.
Yeah, that's it. Fucking
It is continually going to be like that. All I can really think of now is Everton. Right, this one's done and dusted. It's 3-3, right? It's a point. It's not a loss, at least. Yeah, we're still top of the league. It's definitely going to keep us on our toes. Yeah, so if we want that double-digit kind of feeding by the end of the year, then the wake-up call has to be now.
Yeah, I completely agree with Ard as well. We got away with the Isaac one. It was definitely a penalty.
Yeah,
against...
I thought that. I actually thought that was going to be given.
Yeah. I think that one was pen for sure. The Isaac one, and I think we should have got something more. I'm not saying we should have got a pen. I'm saying we should have got something more. There was loads of fouls though, like I said, so many that were just not given. So I wasn't very happy with Madley. But yeah, we got away with 1-2. So maybe 3-3. If you look at it in that from Arj, we 3-3 or 4-4. Well, if Darwin had scored, it would have been fair. But maybe Kelleher saves the pen. The way he's he has an absolute stinker, but saves the pen because that's what he's been doing. I don't know. I'm really stuck in what I feel about this game. I'm not sure whether I should be happy with gaining a point because we were down, or whether I should be absolutely gutted that we threw away 3 points or 2 points.
I think there'll be a lot of people leaving Newcastle tonight gutted that we dropped 2 points. So it's only a draw rather than a win because the win was in our hands. We fought back, got it to 3-2, and we made it ours, only for that to happen. Now it's happened. The dwelling can either be, oh shit, it's happened, Kelleher, this, that, and the other. But look, to be fair to the lad, as a number 2 keeper, he's come in and been fantastic for us, right? And the brain fart, as Brundish will probably allude to, maybe it will just be due to fatigue. Like he doesn't really have that kind of run of games in him. It's the longest that it's the first time in ages that he's played more games than Alisson at a point of a season. That's saying something. And 3 big matches in a week, in a period of like from Wednesday to Wednesday, it's a tough one for anybody.
It is.
Yeah. I don't even aside the fact that he's a keeper, but as I said, it's a keeper who's not really had that kind of rhythm to play like that. But it's happened. Right.
What they said in commentary, I just want to give more praise to Mo Salah, to be honest. 7 games in a row now, successive league games. He's done that. I think they mentioned that in commentary, and I think James Pearce has just put on Twitter that that's his best run. He set it the first one in August to October 2021. So yeah, he's equaled his own record. He needs to score against Everton to make it 8 in a row and break it. So I really hope. Okay, Cam says if you'd said 4 points from City and Newcastle, 99% would have taken that. Maybe so. Maybe so. I think also really good point here from TF. The fuck, maybe, I don't know, TF, but still unbeaten away in the league at least. And Arj is also agreeing we need Alisson back now as well. So loads of people not so pleased with the result. I can understand. What we can say is we have the best player in the league for sure. We have the best, and let's say Curtis Jones's goal was great. Mo Salah was fantastic, and Trent has come back on fire. In the 2 games that he's played, some of the passing in the game against City, and then the crosses here, fantastic. I thought Dom came on, made a big difference just with his energy. I know he got bullied in a corner, but he was just waiting for it to go out, and no one gave him a shout. But yeah, we need to get the energy back up. It's a really rough Wednesday to Saturday morning. You know, the Premier League not very kind to us this week. Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, 12:30 is the toughest schedule of probably the whole the whole
It
every
doesn't get
team.
any, like, if you go beyond December, just briefly, and you get to January, it doesn't get any better. Like, there's a little bit of a gap. I think you've got.
No, I mean, normally you can play a Saturday and then
Yeah,
play
I get all that.
Sunday, but we're playing the most,
Yeah.
the most cramped out of any team. So, it's not. Yeah, I mean, Arj wants us to talk about Nunes. We did touch on him earlier. We just said, I don't think he cost us the game per se. Like we just said, there's a penalty that we didn't get. We should have been given against us, like you said yourself, Arj. But I think his effort was good. But yeah, he had a stinker for sure in front of goal. The one that he skanked wide, or sorry, they chanked wide. Sorry, was
fair where it's fair. He had a stinker in respect to finishing. Everything else, effort-wise, all things are there. And the debate will rage, right? I'm a pro Nunes person. I can't change that. I'm usually a pro most players person. I can't change my personality in respect to how I see things. Because it's not the way that I've been brought up when it comes to supporting Liverpool. I'll back the team and I'll back the players 100%. So if you're looking for tactical nous or kind of nuance in respect to, okay, this player bad, that player good, probably long person to come to. If you're looking at Nunes from an aspect of whereby what will happen next, I don't know. I genuinely don't.
And I'm the opposite to Baji. I will be as objective as fucking possible when it comes to our players. And I am not convinced he is the man for us. I want him to be the man for us. I want him to succeed. Don't get me wrong. I want him to fucking score 10 games in a row. Is he going to? Do I have the belief he will? Absolutely not. No, I don't. I just don't believe it. So when he does something good in the game, I'm going to say it. I thought his effort was great again. He was charging back, winning tackles, didn't stop running all game. Fantastic. But what I want him to do is put the round thing in the blooming rectangle thing that's got a net on it. That's what I want him to do as a 9. So Arj, if you want a reaction from me, not good enough. Not good enough at all. In terms of production. And that's Cam, the birthday boy, is agreeing with us. He's not good enough. I was all for him, but he's not standard needed, unfortunately. I hope he turns it around. Don't get me wrong. Like Baji, I don't wish bad upon the players. I want all of them to do fucking amazing. But sometimes we have to call a spade, right? And it's just not been good. Oh, here you go. Jimmy P with sitting on the fence here. Good enough to play for the club, but he'll never be world class. We need a starting 9. Well, he's not sitting on the fence. He's saying he's not good enough. Sorry, he's good enough, but he's not world class. Yeah, I mean, he's just going to score worldies, I think, at the moment. He's not getting the tap-ins, or it's just TF asked when is Jota back. I didn't put that one up, but this is the question. I need this boy back in the team.
When is he back? They said after the international break, no?
Yeah, it's always a rough one with Jota. It takes longer, and that's the problem with Ebu as well. Yeah, Greg's just said Arsenal finished 2. So you expected it. I mean, the silver lining is Amorim lost and United lost. So hey, that's always fun. The bad bit is that they could have fucking done us a favour, the bastards, today, and they still can't do that. They're shit at everything, United. Twats.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Rio said they're back.
You know what? All the United fans were going to be honest with this game, and they can't now because they fucking.
No, because they were all desperate, right? Because the fucking deranged bastards. Honestly,
they were so desperate for us to lose. We didn't, but they lost. So hey, that's cheered me up a bit, but it hasn't really because Arsenal gone to. Well, the good thing is Arsenal have to worry about Chelsea first. They've now gone.
I'm not worried about tomorrow. I've got a cocky Arsenal fan I work with who was strutting his stuff yesterday at work. And I was like, oh, okay. He goes, oh, I don't think you're going to do this. I don't think you're going to do that. Wait, watch. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this and do that. And sitting alongside them is the most dejected United fan of them all. It's become really easy. Hi, Hope. How are you, by the way, if you're watching this? Where it's very easy to just say the right thing to deflate him even more. Yeah, it's been easy to do that to United fans for God knows how long, for the last 5 months, 5 years even, who knows. But the third wheel here is a Newcastle United fan.
Yeah.
He's going to be all excited tomorrow, saying that he's going to, oh, we held you to a draw and all this kind of stuff, and you did blow it. You had this, you had that, and he's right. We did blow it a little bit today. Yeah, we did blow it, definitely.
I'm gonna.
At least you can jog, Cam.
I'm gonna slap the birthday boy now, because
at least you can jog. What can you do?
He's fragile, but the last 2 injuries have been contact injuries, and I'm sorry if someone he does play a rough game, and that means players are going to be rough with him. But one was the knee clash or something, what it was.
And someone fell on him. Come on, man.
Yeah, and then someone fell on his fucking rib. Like, he hasn't, the actual muscle stuff was lashed like.
You know what? We should just go and learn.
It's unfair to piss on him for these 2 injuries, the last 2, because they've been contact ones. Even Konate, if people call him injury prone, that was a contact one. You know, it's just nothing you can do about those ones.
I just think Cam's full of crap anyway. Let's face it. With the trousers that are as tight as his, yeah, he ain't walking or jogging anyway. Mincing, I think, is the right word.
Cam is just like, yeah, he's just tight.
That's what Happy birthday, Cam. Love you.
Oh dear! If you want to wish Cam Braintree happy birthday, yeah, it's Braintree.
Do it while you can still remember. He's really old.
Braintree Cam or Cam Braintree, whichever way it is. I don't know. Do you want to flag it? Do you want to type it on there, Cam, so we can get it on? No, he's not going to do it now on X, is he? He doesn't want to get the abuse. No. Anyway, oh, here we go. Same to do. Oh, here we go. Arj, something to do with his lungs related to his ribs that I got. Always gets contact due to style of play, so he will always get injured. Yeah, I agree. He just has a hustle bustle style of play, getting in people's faces. He's gonna get caught on those things. But saying he's injury prone before, correct? He was getting a lot of muscle injuries. The last 2 though are really not his fault. So yeah, I just we need to cut him some slack. So be objective on that one. But yeah. Right, I don't have anything else. Baji, is there anything else you wanted to cover? It was a bit dejected today, not as hyper as we have been in the previous few games, but we're going to have to deal with this this season. It's going to be up and down. We've got a nice cushion, but let's hope we can keep it.
Cool. So I was just going to say, McAllister is obviously going to be straight out of the match for Everton. So it's Jobbo in. Who else comes in? So it looks like it'll be Grab, Dom, and Jones.
Yeah, unless Endo gets a game, which I really hope he doesn't in that one, but you never know.
No, it's the kind of match where you need big bastards.
Yeah, I think so. I think you play Grav, Jones, and Dom. Wouldn't mind Curtis as the 6, to be honest. I think he holds it well there. But I think Grav will retain. We just need to make sure Grav just gets enough rest to. I just wouldn't let him train, to be honest. Just light jogging for Grav now for 2 days. no intense work. Grav just rest so he can play the full 90 on Saturday. And to be fair, I think I heard Simon Brundish say that that's what we're not as intense as in training as we were with Jurgen, which is interesting because that's what maybe has saved some legs this year and why we're doing a bit better. But we're still very light in the team, I think. So I really do hope the club are thinking about what they can do in Jan. But I'm not going to hold my breath because we just don't do much sometimes. But yeah, thank you, Baji, for joining me. Tomorrow I'm back on YouTube. I'm back on YouTube tomorrow with Grizz Khan for Chat G&G, the first ever. So yeah, please join us at 7:30 on YouTube for that one, the first ever Chat G&G. So yeah, we'll have a good chat about Liverpool.
7:30 a.m. or 7:30 p.m. Yeah, people need to know whether you're a breakfast show or you're an evening post-dinner show.
We're an evening show after tea. Tea time in the Midlands. So yeah, we'll be on air at 7:30 tomorrow, shooting the shit, and should be a good one. Let's see what his reaction is to this result as well. But apart from that, thanks, Baji. If you want to, please subscribe, support us on YouTube. A lot of you are following on Twitter and watching on Twitter. 2,000 of you, great. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. If you can come over to YouTube and follow the channel and join us on here as well, we'd really, really appreciate it. And yeah, follow all our podcasts. Post-match Raw is coming out very soon. Under Pressure will be out soon, I'm sure, in the next in the next week. I think this one will be next week to cover this game. But yeah, lots of content. And Baji will be back with me on the 14th of December post Fulham on this one as well with the rest of the Desi crew. So it'll be a Desi special. So make sure you join us here straight after the Fulham game. But I'll be here every game now with another guest. So yeah, 7 points lead. We move on. Let's say it's a point gained after that game. But thank you, Paji. Thank you, everybody, for commenting and listening to us rabble on for 40 minutes. But yeah, please do keep on supporting us. We appreciate it. Up the Reds.